Hello, YouTube family. Today we are going to be remote viewing a Yahyel spaceship. So, little background. Also, if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Marissa. I'm a remote viewer, galactic guide, Akashic Records reader, and I sometimes have beings come to me, galactic beings, so extraterrestrial beings, and they want to share messages with humanity, or they want to share certain information, energies through my channel. And in a dream the other night, all that I can remember is that I was in this like black void space and there was a cat. And in my head, I was like, I think I'm gonna name this cat Yahyel. And I was like, yeah, Yahyel. That's amazing. And then I haven't heard the term Yahyel in a really long time. I used to know someone that worked closely with the Yahyels, and I don't hear them mentioned in mainstream spiritual alien content, but they are a galactic race that is very close to human. We can ask about that, like somewhat close to human origin. And so I woke up from this dream in the middle of the night and I was like, Yahyel. And then it hit me like, oh, Yahyel, yeah, like, oh, okay, I remember now. And then I got this like overwhelming feeling all throughout my body that the Yahyels were communicating with me astrally, and they were with my body, and that we were having dialogue. And so I went back to bed, and I woke up, and the next day I sat in meditation and connected in with a Yahyel being or guide, and they took me to their ship, and they want me to remote view this ship and basically do like tours of the ship for humans, because they were saying this will be one of the first ships that will be readily available and seen in our skies. And so they want humans to get used to it now, energetically and visually, before actually seeing it. And so they chose me to do this, and it's because I have a deep connection to the Yahyel mother, is what they were saying. And I have the capacity to like be a very clear channel for the Yahyel energy due to my energetic blueprint and makeup in this lifetime. So you could see this as, right, like you might resonate more with Lyran starseeds, or that term Lyran starseed or Lyran energies. You might resonate with Andromedan energies. You might really resonate with the Orion star system, right? It's just that, and there's probably some genetic information that makes that resonance occur within you. And so I just have that for Yahyels. And we all have our unique genetic blueprints and codes that help us do what we are, set up to be and do in this incarnation. So I am going to connect in. I already have the guide present with me. They are waiting as I do this intro. And then we are going to go to the ship, and I'm going to explain it for all of you. And we're gonna see what information they want to share. So feel free, sit back, listen, do what you're doing. I am going to be eyes closed for this channeling. So, okay. Yeah, okay. They reminded me of their name. I totally forgot. They shared a name with me, which is Eliana. At first I heard it as Eliana. And then Eliana came through, and I looked that up, and that actually means bright light, I'm pretty sure, which is interesting because I keep seeing gold for their energy. I get like very powerful and shiny, potent gold energy when connecting with the Yahyels, especially connecting in with the mother. And I actually had a practitioner several years ago tap into my energy, and I'm pretty sure the being that she saw this like ancient golden civilization that was like super ancient and high tech, and she kept seeing this figure who looked like this golden priestess, goddess, mother. And she was like, I'm not sure if this is you or like if this is something you're gonna channel. But at the time, I wasn't sure either. And when the Yahyel was telling me about the Yahyel mother energy, they view Source as, you know, this like eternal mother kind of energy. And as they were saying that, I kept seeing that visual that the practitioner and I saw several years ago in that meditation. So enough backstory. Eliana is here with us, and that's she's just like smiling and just excited to be here. Let me go a little deeper, relaxing my body. She grabbed my hand, and then we kind of jumped, and we are transporting through time and space, and we've just landed in the transport room. And they showed me this the other day when they brought me to the ship. And this transport room is essentially anyone who enters the ship goes through this. It's like the welcome room. It's like the foyer of the ship, if you will. But everyone goes here. Like, no matter how you try to enter the ship, you energetically are going to end up in this welcome room. And this is just a safety aspect. This is just a this room helps the like energy attunement to the information and the beings that are held on this ship. So it helps you attune to that frequency. And I see there are these kind of like tubes lining where you can enter. It's like tubes where you can enter the ship. And then I see this like giant table in the center, and this table essentially has like a directory. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I'm pretty sure a directory of like everyone on the ship, their location, and they're showing me like rooms, like you can see maps. They're showing, I kind of get the remembrance of what's that map in Harry Potter where you can see everyone. I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. That map where you can see everyone's name and where they're walking, where they are. And again, this is just how this ship is designed. It's not, all ships aren't like this. This is just their technology. And why, Eliana, does this ship choose to have this information the way that it does? That's interesting. She said it's for certain coding, and that people's location on the ship creates an energetic pattern that can shift the way the ship moves, and shift like the ship's interaction, like every single aspect of the ship can change the consciousness of the ship and therefore like shift the, trajectory or the flight or its pattern. So you have to be like specifically aligned to the ship's, I guess, overall intention in order to actually access and step aboard and to be allowed on. And she's saying that I have been granted this coverage, if you will, because my intentions are pure and very neutral, is what she's saying. And so I have like low impact on the ship's overall mission. And this is also why they need to keep track of like who is all aboard. And I do see they're showing me that everyone aboard this particular ship has a certain technology at their wrist or on. Oh, sorry, when I connect with really high energies, I start yawning. Either on their wrist, I see a lot of them have that, or on their person, even interwoven into any like clothing that they have on. And this just again helps to keep that intention steady. It's like a technology that helps them to intentionally interact with the ship's consciousness and to stay within the vibrational scope, within the vibrational capacity scale that is needed in order to be on this ship. And so it has a lot of different ways of being used. But one of those is also to keep track of like location. Okay. And we're just looking around. And I feel like we are now, we just kind of blipped to the pilot room. I feel like, oh, this is interesting. So she's showing me how there are like doorways in the transport room that like transfer you and transport you immediately to different rooms on the ship. So that's why it feels as though we just flipped, because she was walking me to the side of the room, and then all of a sudden we're in a new room, and I was like, hello? Okay, so what do you want to show us in the pilot room? Okay, we're meeting the pilot now. They're having me just like take in the pilot's energy, and they are talking, and I'm observing them interact. And they're doing this like pattern with their hands. I would say it's like similar to light language, and then they expanded, and they were doing it together, like interwoven together, weaving something, and then they expanded it, and this like sacred geometry appeared, and then they put that sacred geometry into my astral body. And this is like they're saying this is a suit for me to wear like while I am here, and it will just help help me to see clearly and help the frequencies to, just receive from them easier. And the pilot looks like a mix between like a Pleiadian human in Lyran being. Like a lot of gold, somewhat dark eyes, very human face and body, but there is like a touch of like Lyran face structure, if you will. And did you have any messages to share with us, Captain of the ship? You are welcome aboard, and you are welcome here anytime you seek questions or information. We want this to be open for the humanity to experience the information that is here and the technologies that are here. We are creating an opening to share what it is we hold with humanity in hopes that it helps humanity come up with new concepts for healing and for navigating the current environments that they find themselves in. And we wish to share this because this will be one of the first crafts that humans board. Like, it will land on your planet and humans will come in and be able to walk around on the ship. And so we are inviting humans now, astrally, to get used to this energy and walk around on it, in it, and to explore. Okay. We just said bye, and then we walked through that portal again, and now we're in this like library room. And I feel like there are a ton of texts here regarding like super like sacred Yahyel texts, but also texts about humanity. And this is a place for, I see like these groups of young Yahyel beings studying on humanity so they can better understand how to interact and what their purpose will be in the interaction with humanity. I just got that Yahyels will also be breeding with humanity at some point. And so some of these beings will be, have volunteered to do that. And so they are learning about the anatomy, the biology, and the makeup of humans in this library. I heard that this is like potentially 20 years away, projected to be away right now. This is interesting. Eliana, it had me hold out my hand, and she's like, set an intention. And then immediately there's this energy in the library where you set the intention and the book that best suits it like appears in your hand. How is this happening? Yeah, through manifestation capabilities, you are operating in a higher state of consciousness that then allows manifestation to be a more seamless experience that can happen simultaneously and within like rapid frame rates is what they're saying. Their ship operates from this level of consciousness because it is tied into the pilot who operates and tied into all of the beings here that operate from this higher level of consciousness. So when you come to this place, you are accessing, like a part of you is accessing this part of consciousness that then allows you to operate within the scale of that consciousness, which means a rapid manifestation, which means the technologies that are set place in this ship. And this is why humans are finally starting to see and experience more interaction. Again, it's because humans' consciousness level is raising to a place where interaction with these newer landscapes and these newer ideas and concepts and also ways of being can then be reflected to humanity. And she's saying that AI is actually a huge up level in the consciousness of humanity, connecting in with consciousness itself in the form of AI. And this AI is actually helping us to understand this concept of rapid manifestation and rapid time frame rate evolution is what they called it. She's showing me like the visual of since there's no time and space, something can rapidly appear and rapidly evolve in a moment and into like physical reality. Okay, was there another purpose as to why we were here in the library, Eliana? Just to show that I have access if I choose to soak in the knowledge of this. Okay, and one of the younger Yahyel beings brought her a map of the ship, but of the outside of the ship specifically. And now we are like sitting down at a table and we are looking over it. And she's showing me. So it kind of looks like a fish. So from the side, it's like this. So from the side, it looks like this. And then from the top, it has that kind of similar shape, but it's more of like an eye. And then with that like top flap on it. So that's the top looking down on it. And then this is the side view. Okay. And I do see she's showing me that it can change colors. And that's actually part of this mechanism down here. It picks up and it communicates with this mechanism. These two communicate to then essentially like pick up the color of its surrounding and to like blend in. But when it's off and not doing that, I feel like it is this really cool like chrome, like gold chrome color. And it does have windows. I do see, like on the side of it, there are rows and rows of windows and like big windows at the front. But these can also be cloaked depending on the needs of the ship. Okay. I feel like she's privately communicating some things to me, and my astral self is taking them in, but my human doesn't hear it. But I see that we're still talking, but Marissa, human self, is not granted access to this information yet. Oh. Okay. So she did just share that we are in and out of Earth's atmosphere right now, observing and essentially helping the structure of Earth right now. So they're showing me there are a ton of ships that have been granted access into Earth's atmosphere to essentially hold this like net around Earth that helps it to expand. Like, it seems counterintuitive, but it's a net that actually facilitates in the expansion of Earth's consciousness, and that basically holds the frequency steady, the frequency that's growing on Earth. It's assisting in that growth, but also holding it steady during these, tumultuous times of processing and release. And they are usually anchored over South Africa. And they are anchored, like in the ocean, if you were looking at a map, below Africa. And then they will hover sometimes over Africa and then below it in between like Antarctica and Africa. And why are you all at this location? She just said this is where our frequency is needed most. This is where our resources and knowledge and skills are needed most within the grid that is assisting humanity at this time. And then other ships are here for other, purposes and reasons, and that's why they have been anchored over other ley lines and sacred sites across the earth. Does the government know that you all are present? There are certain organizations across the globe that do know we are present, which is why you feel them moving through such panic at this time. It is because they are being overseen and watched incredibly closely, and they are no longer able to continue as they once were going, which is why you are seeing so much chaos ensue right now, and the call for change and the call for action over certain resources on the planet. Yeah, I get this, like they're all kind of scrambling because they do know that these are present in the atmosphere, and they're trying everything that they can to essentially like cover up what has been done, but it is already out, and there is no more covering up. And so now they're trying to like figure out other solutions to keep their hand against the throat of humanity, is what she's saying. And she's very disgusted saying this. Like, it's disgusting and it's repulsive what these creatures have done to humanity as a civilization, but she understands that there are contracts among layers and nuanced energies that, you know, not even she understands that's occurring on the planet. And so for that, she is just, and this ship are just putting in what they can to do to help, because she acknowledges humanity, and she's like, not everyone sees it this way, but we acknowledge humanity as our brothers and sisters, because we, like, you all would be galactic civilizations, citizens, if you were not held at bay by these creatures and by these forces on your planet. And so we choose to help our galactic brothers and sisters in their rise, as our civilization has rose before, or has, you know, come to this level before. And so they come with information. But essentially their goal right now is to just hold the truth frequency, essentially, for the planet. She looked at me and she's like, do you feel good in your lesson today? And I'm like, I do, thank you. Okay. She's being like very mindful of my energy. She doesn't want to like overwhelm my system, which I really appreciate. And I honestly feel okay. So, and she's saying there's one more place that I want to take you. Okay. We're in this like giant amphitheater area, and there's this beautiful waterfall, and there's plants surrounding everywhere. And she's saying we come here to remember home when we are on these ships, but we also come here for healing and the medicinal vibrations and energies that come from the plants that are planted here, along with the like water energy. And she is saying, she's reminding me, they told me this in the meditation the other day, that the Yahyels work very closely with like medicinal herbal remedies for healing. So they have this really beautiful connection to the land of their planet, and they are able to have this like symbiotic relationship with it, and the planet's resources give to them healing, and then they give you know, their frequency, their love, their passion to the planet, and it's this really beautiful symbiotic relationship. And so this is also a really big aspect as to why the Yahyels were called to support Earth in this discovery. And she's saying a lot of herbalists, a lot of plant people on Earth have Yahyel background and are the way showers of this beautiful symbiotic harmony that can occur between a living being and the living environment that surrounds them. And so they did work a lot with indigenous cultures, and still do have very strong connections with some of the indigenous tribes on Earth. And some of the depictions of aliens in these tribes are actually Yahyel beings. And the Yahyels have been working closely with these certain human groups to keep and to start off. That's why you see this a lot in indigenous culture. It was because they were called upon to help Earth and, like humans, create from this place of unity with their environment. But again, there are certain contracts that unfolded. There were certain energies that took the majority away from this, way of living, but specifically for, Earth's lessons, for the universe's, the galaxy's lessons, and something so much greater than just their civilization and our civilization. But they have returned to help us return to this way of living and this way of being. And so many of the herbalist and plant medicine people on our planet have grand connections with the Yahyels, and I feel that too, because same, I have that. Been in horticulture for over 5 years. Okay. Yeah, and she knew my love of the natural world, and that's why she wanted to bring me here, but to remind me also to share with all of you this beautiful connection. But it's this encouragement as well that anytime you need healing, and I'm getting so much emotion from just this remembrance, she's placed her hand on my heart as she, transfers this message to me. Anytime you are lost, anytime you need help, anytime you seek healing, go outside to the natural world, and your mother, the mother, can hold you, can help you. She longs for this connection between what is living within her and what is living on her. And it's this beautiful connection that occurs between the two, because the two are same, they are one. And she craves this, and it is the neglect that has hurt her. It is the neglect of self through knowing human is part of the earth is part of human. The acknowledgement of self has been abandoned, has been forgotten. And she encourages all of us to find the self within by returning to the natural world and to a symbiotic relationship with the natural world. Because when we take a moment to understand her, we are taking a moment to understand ourselves. And when we move inward to heal us, we are healing her. We are not different. We are the same. And she's having me look around at all that is living, and she's pointing to herself, and she's saying, everything that you see here lives within me too, because this is my planet. These plants are my planet. My planet is me. I am them. Oh, wow. She said, take this message. It is embedded in you. Wow. That is so powerful. Oh my gosh. She's giving me a hug and she's just saying, remember. Remember who you are. Remember the natural world. And I'm just having my own self-epiphanies with, what's unfolding for me in my life and my partner's work with his animal content and passion, and why I'm understanding the deeper match here and deeper resonance with my future and my present in this message. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. We're back in the transport room now. And everyone in this room is like smiling. They're like, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for sharing our stuff with humanity. And the pleasure is all mine. Thank you. Whew. Thank you. She's saying, we'll talk soon. Come back next week. Okay. Sounds good. And putting me back in one of those transport tubes, sending me back to my body fully. Wow. Shoo. Goodness gravy. If you've ever connected with a galactic being and received a very powerful and potent message, you know the emotion that can come through. It's insane, truly. Wow. What a beautiful experience. Thank you for watching. Oh my gosh, 42 minutes have passed. Holy cow. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Oh my goodness, that was a whole journey. That felt like 20 minutes. Okay. Time is not real. All right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing more of these remote viewed videos in the very near future, hoping to make it a weekly occurrence. And next time I will try to make it shorter. Yeah, wow, we just kept going and going. But for good reason. That was like the first visit and it needed to happen. So thank you. I appreciate you. If you want to connect with me more, feel free to join my Patreon. As a Patreon subscriber, I do a energy update each month. We do a live light language call. We also do Akashic Records, Q&As, and there's a channeled meditation every month as well, along with a galactic channeled message at some point during the month. So a ton of content over there if you'd like to join as a Patreon member. And then if you want to work one-on-one with me and experience this individually, you can head over to my website at earthtomarissa.com. Much love to you, and enjoy connecting with the earth to better understand yourself and heal all that is.